Alright, so it's a couple hours later, and this is where I cut off the live feed last time because I went into town, Pachutla. It's, some people call it the big city. The big city. And it's not a big city. It's not a big city. But it is the place that has a couple, like, big box stores selling electronics and mass-produced garbage. And then there's lots of street vendors selling various things. People shaving the spines off of cactuses and selling it on the street, as they do. I had a mission, a skateboarder behind me. I had a mission to get cash and a speaker because I missed music. And as I said, it's almost impossible to get cash in this town, which has been the case the whole time. So I thought that would have changed when there was no more tourists, but that is not what happened. They just stopped refilling the ATM. And there are 2 ATMs, but I didn't check the other one because it has this annoying quality of charging me $5 to use it. And then my bank charges me $5 to use it. And that just doesn't seem worth it. But I, of course, paid that much to go into town, so... But I was able to get twice as much in town as I would have been able to get from the hotel had I been able to get it from there. Anyway, this is the main street going into town from the main road that goes through the beach towns. These are camping and hotel places I've never been to. I didn't eat at this restaurant, but right next to it you see a gay flag and it says Chisme, and that is the gay bar. It's been in business for about a year and a half. Apparently these things rotate. There's a lot of Italians in town. Ooh, and this place is open tonight. Maybe I'll eat here. Interesting. I haven't eaten here yet, and there are a lot less restaurant choices than there used to be. So this is the secondary street, which doesn't have a lot to talk about on it. There's an okay restaurant that looks really fancy. And, you know, in tourist areas, things that look good are generally directly proportionally against how good the food is. But I had a passable pizza there with the boys a couple days ago, so it's all right. These signs on the tree there are people renting out rooms or houses. This is the intersection of the main street and the main street. So I'm on the main street coming from the main road. I don't know if it has a name. And this is the main road of town, which is called Avenida Roca Blanca, but nobody calls it that. They call it the Adoquin. Yeah, Adoquin. This is the Frutas y Verduras Juan El Minimal. It has a really cool parrot. Maybe I should show you the parrot real quick. It has a really cool parrot. It makes a lot of noise and freaks out in its cage, as parrots like doing. That's the beach down there, but I'm not taking you down there. Parrot, hola, 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 hola. You can imagine he says hola sometimes. But yeah, because there are cops on the beach that are occasionally just kicking you off the beach, and my arms are full with shopping, I'm not going to bother to go to the beach. I'm going to walk down the main street of town, so that you can see the main street of town. Now, this time of day, which is it's like 5 o'clock here, and the time just changed, so I don't know how much that changes how people actually respond to things. The street's usually pretty dead, but right now it's super dead because almost everything's closed. But the mezcaleria is open, the dulceria, helados, tutti frutti, paninis, crepas, también kombucha, sí. They make really nice cookies and cakes, and their ice cream's okay. I wouldn't say it's really good. It's okay. I like Nicole. It was okay. They had really good aguas de frescas, and they're gone now. Everybody's closed. Not everybody's closed, but a lot of people are closed. This place I didn't eat at because it reminded me too much of a Chili's or some mass-produced idea of a Mexican restaurant in America, so I didn't eat there until it was the only place left. So now I've eaten there. It's a very nice town. It's a very nice town. Don De Franco is a nice Italian restaurant that I really liked eating there, but it's also been closed for a few days. You can see, actually, I'll show you an example. There's a lot of these signs now that just basically are saying, we are closed because of health reasons until further notice. And that just means, like the rest of the world, we're all just kind of hanging in the, I don't know, in Lakesh, Delphin, the taqueria that I really like. They haven't been open as much. But I have noticed that a lot of the Mexican places have stayed open, meaning the places run by Mexicans, because there are, a large amount of places here run by Italians and Canadians. Look, there's some people hanging out. This is a nice place on the beach where people come to do nothing. It's the only place that reminds me of where I stayed in Southeast Asia last year. And I stayed there the first 2 nights I arrived in town while I ran up and down the beach. There's some pretty cool graffiti, right? Where I ran up and down the beach looking for places to stay. Oh yeah, Rob, yeah, the street is well taken care of. I was told that before they paved it with these paving stones, or mock paving stones, could just be cement made to look like paving stones. Before they paved it with paving stones, it was just dirt, but they kept it immaculately clean, meaning they swept it and watered it to keep the dust down. They say it's less dusty now than it used to be, but far hotter. So these alleyways that lead to the beach, they all have really cool murals. There's a lot of really good murals in this little hippie town. But again, I can't walk up and down all of them right now because I have a lot of shopping. And I'm going back to my hotel. Arakin Hotel. Yeah, there's two. It's funny, there are these two pharmacies right next to each other, and this guy who told me about this town, he's like, yeah, you can go to one and get anything you need. If you get the clap or anything, you just basically tell them your symptoms, and they'll give you the medication. You don't even need to see a doctor. And if you do need to see a doctor, you can just pay him a couple extra bucks, and the doctor will come out and sign you a prescription. But I like how they advertise that you can get blood tests for for Zika and dengue. And I was like, oh, remember the good old days of Zika virus? Remember that? Those were good. And again, there's just a lot of this idea of like tripping out hippie culture here. Those mushrooms don't even grow in this area. Siberian. They have Psilocybe cubensis, not Amanita muscaria. Right, here's some. This is a place that's got nice food. So a lot of these restaurants, like in the rest of the world, have switched to takeout only. And the problem here, to make matters worse, is, that's a cool bird. I don't think I've photographed that yet. You can see the bird. Hey, bird. There's some nice birds in town. The problem with the food that's only for takeout is there is no recycling here. There is not even a nod towards recycling. So they burn the trash or just dump it somewhere. And as one of the guys said, yeah, they use plastic here like it's going out of style. And I'm like, that's good because it is going out of style. This is the Posada Carey. Whenever I walk by it, I think of my friend Michael Carey. His last name is Carey, spelled the same way. And the Attican here turns back to dirt. You can see this wonderful feature in a lot of these buildings is they built the buildings around the trees. The walls, the cement, it's around the trees. Oh. So we've got, a change of energy here where there's some kind of half-finished houses and empty lots. And there's more shops. So all of these type shops, these bodega type shops, they're all still open. And most of them are still just like walk in and do whatever you want, as opposed to having a barricade in front. Some of the restaurants, like I said, they are doing the takeaway only and they put a barricade in front. But, if I do that, then I get a whole bunch of plastic. And I try to avoid that even in America. So I prefer to eat at the places that serve me on plates. This is what this town looks like. I'm not going to go this way, but I'm going to show it to you because I like it. If I'm going to the beach, when I first got here, I'd always walk on the beach. But again, I don't want to be hassled by the cops, and I'm carrying a lot of junk. This is, and I'm kind of going out of my way anyway because I'm a consummate tour guide. this is this like arroyo mangrove swamp thing that at this time of year, the dry cinema, there's a cinema here. It's dry, but it's a calle fresca. It's a way you can walk to the beach that is calm and cool and shaded. So I like it. And I'm sure in the rainy season, it's a swamp. I'm gonna switch hands real quick because my hand is getting tired carrying this bag. And the dogs, they do bark. And the people water the street, as they do, you know, when you live in Dustland. Dustland, when you live in Dustland, ooh, Dustland. Check out that dusty road. And the cars are all dusty, and people ride on the dusty roads. And there's palm trees for you, and there's palm trees for the sky. I kind of like this alley. I don't walk down this, no. I didn't walk down this on the walk to the road that I went earlier. But one of my favorite things about walking down this alley is this little weird bit of, I believe, Mayan-esque art. That's kind of cool, right? I like it. Good. And again, this is the fancy restaurant. It's closed now. And back to here, which you've seen if you saw that other walk through town video. Probably tomorrow morning I'll do the beach video, which of course you can tune into anytime you want, but I've noticed the police tend to not police the beach around sunrise. And although I usually like to sit in my room, or not in my room, but outside of my room, and watch the sunrise over the sea, I could probably be convinced to walk the length of the beach in a Facebook Live video just to share that goodness. And I haven't walked the length of the beach in a few weeks because, for one, I think I had COVID and had no strength for a week. And before that, I was kind of avoiding going down there because I heard a lot of people were having crazy sex, and it was kind of annoying to me because people couldn't fucking control their fucking impulses for a fucking second to like try to protect each other. Which is normal, you know how people are. I wrote something about that. People feel like they're entitled to a good time. And then when I did feel like walking down the beach again, the police were there and they said, "You can't walk down the beach." And I was like, what? So, drama I'm not going to talk about right here. There's a black dog. Hi, black dog. Hola. Hola, perro negro. Perro Negro. The Mexican music plays. Ba, 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 ba. The late day sunlight, walking down the lane. I've been walking down the lane, through the dust and through the glare. I'm wishing you were here with me to share all this beauty, but I wonder. I don't really know where to go from there. Oh, yeah. This is the Temescal again, which I pointed out earlier. The light is long. So, any of you who are watching this walk, this is what I'm going to do. I'm almost back to Shambhala. I guess I'll walk you through Shambhala, but then I'm going to stop the camera and put away my shopping and take my camera up to the Hurricane House and set it up with the beach in the background. And see if that looks good, and do a talk, I guess. I think the topic's going to be about meditation. Look at these mushrooms. Are those interesting? Just phallus mushrooms growing right there. It's not been raining, and they're still growing. They're bigger than they were yesterday. You see that big lump up in the tree? That's Termite House, apparently. Oh, and this, I think this is so cute. Look, that's a little papaya. This scraggly little fucking thing is a papaya. So they've obviously been cutting off all the lower branches and the fruits, but keeping the top leaves intact. Oh, somebody knocked down the Shambhala gate. That's a path that goes through the woods and leads to the other cove. Oh, actually, there's a beach reveal up here. If you're holding out for beach reveal, look at these tall cactus tree things. I think that's a San Pedro. It's not a saguaro. I think that's a San Pedro. And then over here you have the nopales, or atún, or figa de India. This is Shambhala. And the beach reveal. Check it out. Where there are people exposing their butt and talking, and waves crashing. Hola. Di nuovo. Oh, no lo so. A Shambhala. Oh, the iguanas were out earlier today. I should have shown you the fucking iguanas. They've all gone to sleep already. Iguana. What's that? Oh, it's a mirror. How do you look, Dominic? Oh, silly. It's not really showing anything. I think. Oh, tiredness. This is the mundane reality I'm living in. Da-da-da-da. Mundane reality, coming home. This is my house, it's where I sleep. It's a little room, I have the keys. Gotta put my stuff behind the ojo de Dios. Ay, ay, ay. Actually, let's just take this with me over there. Look at the craziest looks from everyone. I can take my hat off. The sun is done for today. There's some beautiful hat head going on in my braiding style. While I come over here and fetch my key from where I keep it, so I don't have to worry about losing it. Okay, anybody have any questions? It's good enough. Got some clean sheets today. Got a new bottle of water. Nothing else remarkable to talk about. Stuff. Okay, so I'll be back at 6:30. I'm not sure what time it is. I'll be back in about a half hour. If anybody wants to learn about meditation, or you can do it, of course, at your own leisure by watching the recorded video. So in a half hour. Oh yeah, there's, if you tap the screen, I don't know if it works here because I'm the one broadcasting, but if you tap the screen and you see like 3 little dots in the upper right corner, you can click that and turn on the notifications for when I do live videos. I'm doing a live video every day this week. I don't know how much I'm going to continue after that. So far I haven't gotten any donations. I'm not doing it entirely for donations, but I'm meeting certain needs of myself. But I do like the idea of sharing things. And like so many of us, I'm not making any money. So if you are making money, if you still have a job that is paying you, it'd be great if you could share it with those people who don't make any money, like me, who's sharing some beach with you, or just the quotidian life that I'm currently living in. It's really nice. You can see how the beach is not entirely empty right now. There's a few people on it, and I don't see the cops, so it's possible. But I don't think I'll do the beach walk today just because of the high probability of the police trying to sweep people off, because they do tend to sweep people off this time of day. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna try setting it up, the camera up here in the hurricane house above my lodging, and talk about meditation. And if you have a history of meditation, you may enjoy it. If you don't have a history of meditation, you may enjoy it. If you're one of those people who think you can't meditate, you should probably watch it, because that's one of the things I'm going to talk about. And that's all for now. I love you. Ciao.